now go to Marsha, Ireland, please.
I'm going to stand for my presentation. Sogoli. I am Da Yahan Da Yagwa. I am Haudenosaunee. I am Oneida Nation. And I am Turtle Clan. I have been working with the Oneida Language and Cultural Center in revitalizing Oneida Sign Language. So to share with you, through colonization, the interpreter, my language, my culture, and my identity has been lost. And that strength of our language, our culture, and identity has been strengthened through the revitalization of Oneida Sign Language. We live here in Turtle Island, and we need to consider all of the languages of Turtle Island, including sign languages. And through decolonization, I'm able to reclaim my identity, reclaim my people, and reclaim my cultural ties as an Oneida person. When we work within the two-row, there's respect given for each other. And we don't cross each other's paths, but respect that each other brings different things to the table, and also that we move along through this journey side by side. I would like to share with you some of the differences between American Sign Language, which is used with the majority deaf people in Canada, in comparison to Oneida Sign Language. The first one I would like to give you is a celebration or a ceremony. In ASL, it is like this, but in OSL, it is identified by showing a fire, the people around the fire, and calling to Creator, which really is what identifies with our culture. I've jumped ahead a little bit in my speech, but I'd like to come back to, I would like to share with you our Thanksgiving address. And in our Thanksgiving address, we give thanks for Mother Earth and for the strawberries and medicines, sacred tobacco, the water, trees, animals, the birds, and Grandmother Moon, the sun, the stars, the thunders, the four beings. We give thanks to Creator. And we need to encourage all those within Turtle Island to develop their Indigenous sign languages and work together. And again, we come back to that two-row wampum where we work together side by side, but our paths do not cross. And thank you for inviting me here today to share with you my experiences. Yako.
Good evening. Marsha's father was a chief in a longhouse. So when she was a young girl, she would attend a lot of ceremonies when she was available, because she went to the Milton School for the Deaf in Milton, Ontario. But that's another sad story. So upon growing up in that society, as she showed you the celebrations that would carry on, and much to her chagrin and her non-understanding, because there was no person there excuse me, to explain to her what was going on, because it was spoken in Oneida language. And so even if we, much like Debbie today, we have an interpreter here, but when Oneida language was spoken, her hands would just drop and then wait until English was spoken again. So that part of being that close yet so far removed from our language, our culture, our traditions, our songs, our dances, has impacted Marsha. Great deal. And we have 5 children that are deaf, 3 girls, 2 boys, and we have 9 grandchildren that are deaf. 7 of whom that are deaf, and 2 are here, can hear. But when she was a child growing up, there was many instances where she was alone. She was the only Native girl at Milton, so you could imagine the treatment she got there. She was never good enough, always looked down upon. But look where she is today. I asked her the other day, I said, when you were a small girl, did you ever envision coming and showing Oneida language to a standing committee on Parliament Hill? She said, no, never. But we are here today. Through her commitment, her effort, her being an elder within the deaf community that's looked up upon, and her strength to keep going on this route, to walk this road that no one has ever walked before. We've traveled across Canada. Marsha is the Eastern Canadian representative of Indigenous women, deaf women, for Canada. That honor was granted to her 2 years ago in Edmonton, because they've seen the qualities that she has shown here tonight. Her commitment, her love for the language, for her people. And as much as when she said Saguli a while ago, Saguli is like that. So it's not evasive, it's not in your face, it's down and it's away. It's a sweeping hand gesture. A lot of our gestures are like that. We've taken from the natural world and incorporated it into what we do to be non-offensive, to be encouraging you to come, look, and learn. So we provided those opportunities for ourselves and our family, and our family has driven us. Because, like I said, the numbers of our people are 14. But yet, in our community, it might add up to 20. There's a high population of deaf people in Oneida. So we've been encouraged by them. But now the hearing population of Oneida is coming through as well with their teachings of the language. They say, oh yeah, I can remember easier when I use sign. It helps me. So we can see a definite improvement in the revitalization and the fire, rekindling of our flames for our language. And what I was saying earlier was Segulis like that, that's hello. And the next words when you meet someone is skanagoga. And that means, are you well? That's the beauty of our language. The love of our language is that almost immediately you ask a person how they are truly. Not just, oh, how you doing? Walk away. No. How are you? Are you well? And then in return, it is asked of you. Are you well? So we've come to a point where our youth are picking that up again. And for a period of time, I got mad at my dad when I was younger. I said, how come you never spoke the language to us, my brother and I? We had to go with our grandparents to really get an understanding of our language. And I was really mad. And he said, I never wanted to teach you something another man could beat out of you. And after he said those words, I wasn't mad anymore. So that's the direct effect that colonialism has within our people, within our families, within our structure. Now we're regaining that back to the point whenever he talks of youth, not only our youth, but other youth as well. They have no respect. Well, in learning that language and learning to put those words together, that teaches you respect right there. You carry that out. The elders respect you. They encourage you to learn more because that's what the way that they were brought up. Their first language was Oneida. That's why it's so important that we can carry this on, and Marsha can share that with her grandchildren. That I say that because she was such a lonely little girl, now together we've made our own little tribe where she's not alone anymore. And the strength, the compassion, the understanding, the caring that is in our language, we try to incorporate that into our signs. Animal, she showed animal. Animal will paw for his food. He'll paw at the ground. American Sign Language is bear. Ours is this. He'll leave his mark on a tree. You know he's there. So you better watch out. Unless you want to meet him. Insect. Bug. That's American Sign Language. Bugs, insects. Ours is like this. Because that'll draw your immediate attention to, oh, what? There's a spider on me. There's something crawling on me. It's probably an insect. So we've tried to take our natural world and combine it into our gestures, into what we can present to Guachniot, the smallest, to Guachniot, to the biggest of our people. And I hope with what the demonstration that we have put on here today will help you to understand that. Yeah, what go? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We are now going to begin our